Hello and welcome to Jessie Goes Tsum. So today I'm just going to do some gameplay with Gadget Hackwrench. She's from Chip and Dale and she clears a horizontal line of Tsum Tsum. As you can see, I have her at level 21, so her score is 320. She's not super great for score. That's not primarily why I use her. I use her more for getting coins, and she's pretty great for that. So you can see her skill is 3 out of 3. She's at the max. The great news about her is she only goes up to level 3, so she's fairly easy to max out, as opposed to some of the other Tsums that you have to get all the way to a level 6. So I'm not going to use any bonus items with her for right now. I'm just going to run through a gameplay. She's probably best, at least for me, in this capacity, right? Like I can just collect Tsums. I forget how many it takes to fully activate her, but I can count next time I do this. And then she clears this horizontal line of Tsums, which you can see is like I'd say 2/3 of the board right there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I think she's gonna take like 12 or so to activate, which is not very many. So you can activate a lot of skills. I'm in the middle of daily mission where I have to activate a certain amount of skills, so I'll see how many I got out of her at the end of this game. One tip that I would use for her, which is for most Tsums like this, I'd wait for all these Tsums to settle at the bottom of the screen before I activate a skill. I'll see if I can give you an example of what it looks like otherwise. But if you don't wait for them to settle, in her case, the Tsums do not keep falling once you activate the skill. So some of them, the Tsums keep falling, and some of them, the screen freezes. And she is one of those where the screen freezes. So let's see if I can do this. So if I don't wait, see how there's that gap on the bottom where it didn't clear any extra Tsums? So like a good example is, who was I just playing with? Anniversary Mickey. If you have him, the Tsums keep falling in the background. Maui from Moana, the Tsums keep falling in the background. So you could just, you can hit your skill activation whenever, and then the Tsums should fall and fill in. But you're definitely going to want to make sure that these Tsums fall completely before activating. So I got 1,100 coins, again, no bonuses, nothing like that. And why don't I just show you a gameplay where I use the 5-4 on her? And I'm also just going to throw in a coin bonus too, because if I'm going to be spending the 2,300 coins it's going to take, I want to try and earn some extra back if I can. So I don't think that I'm going to be getting like an insane amount of Tsums collected or coins with her. Oh, I forgot to check how many skills I got. That's okay. So I'm not going to get like an insane amount of coins with her, which is why she's actually just fine if you use her on her own. Again, waiting for all those Tsums to settle. But there are going to be more of her on the screen. It's going to be quicker to go through the skill. One way to make sure the Tsums settle, if you like clear a super long chain, you notice sometimes like the entire screen freezes up until you like it finishes clearing. I can't give you an example right now. But like that, you had to wait for, or I had to wait for all the Tsums to finish clearing. One great way around that, like right here, if I hit a bubble while this giant chain is going off, everything settles that much more quickly. So if you happen to have a magic bubble on your screen, even if it's not necessarily collecting Tsums around it, sometimes it just speeds up that process and it's worth it, because otherwise, look, see, I've got those gaps there if I don't wait. But then sometimes if you do wait for all the Tsums to settle, you're just, wasting time. You're just running out the clock, and you don't want to do that either. So you can see so far I'm not doing anything exceptional in terms of coins. Like I am higher than I was before. So I didn't wait for them to settle in that case, just because I'm only clearing from the middle of the screen. So if the bottom was empty, it's not a problem. We just want that middle part to be full. But yeah, my base count is not going to be in the, 3,000, 4,000 range like with some other Tsums. So again, I don't generally play with her in the 5-4 unless maybe I needed to collect a certain amount of Tsums as opposed to a certain amount of coins. In this case, I don't think I'm going to even make back what I spent. No, so I just got over 2,000. I'm not even going to make back what I spent on the bonuses, so I just hope that coin boost gets me over that. It does not. So, well, I got this. I guess that counts. So I have it at 22.16. It cost me 2,300 coins just to play the game. So I did not make a worthwhile investment in that case. So I don't think it's worth using the 5-4. Again, I have her at max skill, so this is kind of the best I can expect to do. What I would recommend is just playing with the coin boost. It's a little iffy. If you know you're going to be getting, let's say, 1,100 coins, you're guaranteed to make 600 net bonus, or like net, like you get to make at least 600 after you spend that 500. But the great news, of course, with the coin bonus, why not just play another game, is that it can surprise you. You know, if you get 1,100 on your own, you could be surprised with an extra 3,000, 5,000, or maybe you're just surprised with an extra 25 coins, and again, you're not making as much as you would on your own. So, okay, well, this is definitely not going to be a great game. I'm already off to a rocky start. But yeah, so the bonuses don't necessarily work with her. Not in the way that you'd expect from some of the other Tsums, some of the better Tsums. See, there's that giant gap there. Can't always help it. I mean, you don't want to just like slow down your entire game. You can always do, of course, like the shuffle. That'll get the Tsums settled, but it also fluffs them up in the air a little bit first, so that could take longer. But yeah, I'd say the biggest thing with her is just making sure all the coins are settled. The Tsums are settled in the middle before you activate. Again, if there's a gap on the top, if there's a gap on the bottom, not a huge deal, but you definitely want that part where she clears to be full. And sometimes what I like to do is if there's like a ton of Tsums on the screen, let's say on the bottom or the top, I like to clear those first and try and leave her in the middle. So like, see, I have that stripe of her in the middle right here. And then when I activate her skill, it clears those and it already starts filling up the tank for the next round. You know, you can't always help it. I mean, I wouldn't go out of your way to like not collect her in certain parts if that's where you're going to get your chains, but if you had like a half a screen filled with her, why not leave the ones in the middle to let the skill take care of collecting that? It just saves you that effort and you're still going to collect the same amount of Tsums. So I got 1,241 as a base coin count, 1.5 million. Again, I don't use her for score. And then I only ended up with 1,300 coins in this case with the coin boost. So that means I really only earned, 865 on it. So again, I generally just play her on her own without any boosters because at least I know I'm going to take away what I'm getting. And I know if that's a solid 1,200 coins, then hey, solid 1,200 coins is great. When I play with Rugby Mickey and I get, a coin boost and I end up with 3,300 or 3,400 coins, I'm really only getting the same amount takeaway, right? I might be earning 3,300, but if I had to spend the 2,300 using these boosters to get her, then I'm not actually making that much money. You know what I mean? So anyway, hopefully you found this helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions about her in the comments.